You ever realize how you don't actually know you're poor until life smacks you in the face with the truth? As a kid, you just think, oh, this is how everybody lives. It's not until you step into someone else's world, like a rich friend's house, that you start realizing, wait, hold on. Why is their fridge so full? Why does their couch not have springs poking through? Why is their bathroom bigger than my whole bedroom? That's when it hits you. Growing up in a poor home is like living in a constant tutorial level of life. Except you never get to the next stage. Everything you have is the cheapest version of what it's supposed to be. Your sneakers, off brand. Your cereal, definitely the bag kind. And not because it's a healthier choice. It's because the box version costs $1 more. And heaven forbid you tell your mom you want Lucky Charms. She'll give you that look. That look that says, you're lucky we have cereal at all. And let's talk about the food situation. Rich kids have snacks. Poor kids have survival rations. You open your pantry, and what's inside? Half a loaf of bread, one lonely packet of instant noodles, and a jar of peanut butter that's somehow older than you. And you will be eating peanut butter sandwiches for lunch, dinner, and maybe breakfast if you're lucky enough to have bread left. Meanwhile, your rich friend opens their pantry, and it's like a snack wonderland. Chips, cookies, granola bars, juice boxes. Juice boxes! Those were luxury items where I grew up. If you had a juice box in your lunch, everybody assumed your parents won the lottery. But see, it's not just the food. It's the constant little things that remind you that your family doesn't have it like that. Clothes? You're wearing your older siblings' hand-me-downs, and if you don't have an older sibling, congratulations. You're wearing clothes your cousin outgrew 3 years ago. And don't you dare complain about it, because your mom will hit you with the "some kids don't even have clothes" speech. You can't win. Then there's the house. Poor houses have character. And by character, I mean that one door that never fully closes, that one light switch that shocks you, and that one spot on the floor you never step on because you might fall through. You get used to it, though. You get used to turning the faucet just right so it doesn't leak. You get used to the fridge making that loud humming sound. You get used to your TV only working if you angle the antenna with surgical precision. It's all part of the experience. And let's not forget birthdays. Rich kid birthdays are like full-blown events, bounce houses, party favors, theme decorations, an actual cake from a bakery. Poor kid birthdays? You're blowing out candles on a cake your mom made from a box mix, in a pan that's been in the family for decades. Decorations? Maybe a balloon or two if the dollar store had a sale. And the gifts? Oh, the gifts. You're getting socks. You need them, but still. Socks. Now, one of the most underrated struggles of growing up poor is school trips. You know the ones. The teacher hands out the permission slips and the cost is like $15. That's nothing for some kids. But for you, that's a full-on negotiation at home. Why do you need to go to a museum? You got books here. Or worse, they do give you the money, but it's in coins. You're walking in the next day with a plastic bag full of quarters and dimes, while everyone else has crisp bills. And speaking of school, oh, the school lunches. There's nothing more humbling than realizing your free lunch card is basically a poor badge. You try to hide it, but it's obvious when you're in the special line. And the food they give you? A square slice of pizza, mystery meat, and milk that's just slightly too warm. Rich kids can just bring lunch from home. Sandwiches with actual meat in them. Fruit that isn't bruised. Chips that aren't off-brand. Meanwhile, you're over here trying to trade a pack of ketchup for a cookie. Growing up poor also means you learn to pretend. You pretend you're not cold because you can't afford a proper winter coat. You pretend you like your shoes, even though the sole is literally peeling off. You pretend you're not hungry when you only had one meal that day. Pretending becomes second nature. But you know what else you learn? Resourcefulness. You learn to fix things with duct tape. You learn to stretch a dollar until it cries for mercy. You learn that you can turn anything into a toy. Cardboard box? That's a spaceship now. Old blanket? That's a superhero cape. And you don't even realize it at the time. But you're building skills that will carry you through life. Still, let's be real. There are times when it just hurts. Like when you can't join a sport because you can't afford the equipment, or when you have to tell your friends you can't hang out because really you can't afford the bus fare, or when Christmas rolls around and you're acting excited for gifts you know your parents can barely afford. You smile, but deep down, you wish things were different. And the worst part? Kids notice. They notice when you're wearing the same clothes too often. They notice when you can't go on the field trip. They notice when your lunch is different. And kids can be cruel. They'll joke about it, tease you, make you feel small. You laugh along to hide the sting, but you remember every word. But here's the thing. Growing up poor shapes you. It gives you grit. It teaches you empathy. It makes you appreciate the little wins, like finding $5 in an old coat pocket or getting the name brand cereal for once. You learn that happiness isn't about stuff. It's about moments, like laughing with your family even when the power's out, like sharing the last slice of bread with your sibling, like finding joy in the middle of the struggle. Still, if I'm being honest, it sucks. It sucks to feel like you're always starting behind everyone else. It sucks to see opportunities pass you by because of money. It sucks to feel like you're always hustling just to survive. But if you've been there, you know you come out stronger. A little bruised, maybe, but stronger. And you carry those lessons with you forever. And maybe, just maybe, one day, you get to break that cycle. You get to give your kids the life you didn't have. You get to fill the fridge. You get to buy the juice boxes. And that's the ultimate win.